I'm joined here by one of our content producers, Joe Myers, who's going to talk to us today about how we create our buzz articles. So, Joe, first of all, what is a buzz article?
Buzz article is just a short, sort of snappy little article that no more than about 500 words, that's designed to sort of stand out on social media, sort of grab your attention with a snappy headline and a good shareable, so a graph or a map or something like that.
And how do we actually create them here?
So the process starts with research, really. You've got to find a good idea. So Twitter is a good source. Across us we have a number of Twitter lists for sort of sources, people that put out reports and that sort of thing. Or we use a news plug, for example. So something that's happening in the world around us, and we can build an article around that.
So how does that process actually work for you day to day?
So every day I'll go through my Twitter list and my Twitter feed and have a look for any decent ideas. And those would then be commissioned. And it's then a case of deciding on the headline for that piece for an initial run through, and from there deciding the shareable. So it might be that the chart already exists, or it's a map that was within the report or something like that, or we make our own charts as well in-house, so it might be that.
And how do we make our charts? Can you just tell us very briefly?
So we start with an Excel file that's just a template basically that's set up, and that's just a bar chart, for example. And then in Photoshop we add a title, a source, and a logo and all the rest of it.
So we've got any good examples that you want to talk us through?
We had a really good one about gun ownership around the world. That was a reasonably extended piece that had 2 or 3 charts, and it was plugged to Obama's executive action on gun control, and just looked at where are levels of gun ownership highest, and whether actually gun ownership has an effect on murder rates from gun crime. So asked a few questions and just looked at sort of a challenge that exists.
Any other good examples that you want to point us to at all?
So a slightly simpler option would be the map that changes the way you look at the world. It's just called a cartogram, so it's based on population, so countries are sized based on their population. That was just one chart, a little bit of text around it, and it just it was effective because it makes people think about something in a way they might not have done before.
Fantastic. Well, that's all about buzz articles. You can read more on our website. That's www.formativecontent.com. Thanks very much.